Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel and welcome to another pen review. Today I'm going to review this very slim pen. This pen is a Lamy CP1 and this will be the second Lamy CP1 I will be reviewing in this channel. I reviewed one some time ago that I got as a loan from Apple. I don't have it anymore, but I have a similar one, which is this. It was the black, the matte black version that is still available today. So now I'm reviewing this one, which is an older version that is no longer available. It is made of brushed steel, as you can see, and it has there a M for medium nib. It still has the sticker. So let's go and see the parts of the pen. This pen, as I told you, is no longer available in Lamy lineup. It's only available as ballpoint pen, I guess. And this model is Lamy CP1 and this is number 59, the matte steel. So what we have here, we have a very simple design, which is a cylindrical pen all over, and the cap fits the barrel and they keep the same diameter. It has a plain top of the cap, a plain bottom of the barrel, nothing special. It has this very nice clip, which reminds us of the clip of the Lamy 2000. Sorry, this video will be a nightmare to light because these pens, let's call it, react a lot to light. So you can see it is kind of a similar clip on both pens. The designer of these two pens was the same, so I think we can find real similarities. And you can see it here. What I was talking about was about the clip. So this is all brushed steel, as you may see, but the clip has this kind of mirror finish to it. When you, let me show you, and it is unlike the finish of the clip of the black version. When you see the underside of the clip, you will have some inscriptions, and now I'm not sure I'll be able to show them to you. It's there. Okay, I think you can see. It says W Germany. So it means it is West Germany, and that means it is before 1989, when Germany came back together. So, as I was showing you this pen came after a very famous pen, the Aurora A Steel, which was kind of the first type of cylindrical, very simple design pen, and slim one also. So we have this, we have the cylindrical barrel, this little end part. You uncap the pen just by pulling, it clicks in place, and you have this kind of black plastic knurled section, which is kind of short but big enough. The pen is very slim. You have a Lamy typical nib, just like the nib on the Lamy Safari, for example, but this one has no Lamy engraving on it. And these unscrews, you have metal screws here, you have plastic screws there, but I think because the threads are quite wide, you don't have that kind of problem of big wear, because the threads go nicely in between, because they are very large. It's hard for me to describe, but if you have very thin threads, you may cross thread, and I think the wear will be bigger. like this, I don't think that will be a problem. So you have this that screws there. The pen has a nice size in terms of length. It has a very small size in terms of diameter, so it's very narrow pen. This bottom part is a little less thick and it allows for the cap to click in place. So it is now posted and you can write with it posted. But when you do this, you'll see that it becomes back heavy. If you release the pen, it will be back heavy, and I think it has a perfect balance like this when it is unposted. But if you like to post, it's a nice thing to have this possibility to do this. So it is a nice pen. It is that kind of pen that you have for traveling, for having in a diary. It's easy to put it inside the book. It has 10 millimeters diameter, so it is a bit, but not that much if you put it inside the book. So it's kind of nice. And I found there was a previous version of this pen, and that part is fun. So in here you have this Lamy Safari style, same style of nib. No indication if it is an M or an F, but it's here on the sticker. It's getting almost invisible, but it's there, M, but no engraving at all at the clip. But now they make this version, the black one, which is the same. I already have some ink in my fingers, but this one is an older unit of the modern version, so it has the same kind of nib without Lamy. But I wanted to show you this other pen, and when you look at it, you'll say, okay, that's the same pen. Yes, basically it is the same pen as this one. It is also a Lamy CP1 in matte brushed steel, but it has a little difference. This one is even narrower. So this version that I'm reviewing today is the version number 59, and this is the version number 50, which is slimmer. This one has 10 millimeters diameter, this one has 9 millimeters. So you cannot exchange parts between them because they will not fit. And when you uncap this pen, it has also the same kind of way of getting the nib, of getting the cartridge there. It takes the Lamy proprietary cartridges. You can put it and you can see that you don't really have much room left. Let me show you the other one. You can see it. The cartridge is almost as thick as this threaded part of the section, so it's very similar. And in this case, yes, it is of the same thickness as the threaded part. So this is slimmer, as I was telling you, the version 59. You can see I cannot put the cap of that one in this. So the 50, sorry, this is the version number 50. And when you look at this one, you have the nib, the same kind of nib it looks like, but this one I would say it is a double broad oblique. I would say that. It has no engraving saying that it is a double broad oblique or an oblique double broad. I'm not sure how is the correct way of saying it. But look at this. I'm not sure if I can show it to you. You have there the 585, which is the gold content of the nib. It is engraved there, that little thing. So this is a very broad nib made of gold, which is fun. And another fun thing, it has the same kind of overall shape, but not exactly the same. This one has no breather hole, also no markings besides the gold content. And when you look at them like this, you'll see that the nibs are different. This one has kind of bigger wings that fit into the nib, and this one has smaller. So these nibs are not interchangeable. This nib will be interchangeable with the nib of a Lamy Safari, but this one will not. This one is a unique nib. So this is a fun little variation, and this pen is a little slimmer, but I'm not talking about this one, I'm talking about the version 59, the matte steel. Now, let me show you a couple more things about. It is a nice pen, as I was telling you, nice to fit on small spaces. It was not completely screwed, the section was not completely screwed in place. So you have this version, and I want to compare it with some other pens. Obviously I have to compare it with the Lamy 2000. This is the steel version. This one has a semi-hooded nib, so it's not completely comparable, but here you can see it. Now, I have to say that there are some other similar pens in terms of shape. I told you about the Aurora A Steel, which is the most well-known one, or it was the first of this kind, but I have a couple more in my collection, and I don't have the Aurora A Steel or A Steel. I have some other pens that I find that go into the same kind of pen. One is this one, and this is the Pelikan Signum P520, and you can see the same kind of nib. The section has vertical striations instead of horizontal, but you can see it is the same kind of concept. This one has the nice spring-loaded clip, the other one doesn't. So this spring-loaded clip is similar to the clip on the Lamy 2000. There is also the Sheaffer Targa, but there was this slim version that does not take the usual, I don't think it has a converter. It doesn't take the usual Sheaffer converters or usual Sheaffer cartridges. It is a smaller size, and this is slimmer even than this Pelikan. I also have the Faber-Castell Neo Slim, which is very similar in terms of design. It has a few different characteristics. This one has also a spring-loaded clip. This is concave instead of flat. The shape of the nib is a little different, and the section is metal, but if you can really see some similarities in these pens. And I have also here two other pens that are not exactly the same kind of style, but they are also quite thin. One is this Sheaffer TRZ 70, also very slim. You can see this one looks really nice. I didn't try this pen yet. Of course, this Sheaffer pen also will take only slim cartridges or converters. And there is also the Cross Century Classic, which has, we can say, the same kind of nib and the same kind of design. Although this one tapers down here, it is fatter in this place and then tapers down again, having that kind of cross pen feeling, but you see this. And now let's just compare the size of the Lamy CP1 with the size of the Lamy Safari, with which I usually compare it. This is the new color for 2021. This is the Terra Red, and this is the Parker Centennial do Fold. You can see that the Lamy CP1 is just a couple of millimeters shorter than both the other pens. When you uncap them, you will see that it has the same size of nib as the Lamy Safari. It is shorter, yes, than both other pens, much shorter nib than the Parker Centennial Dual Fold. However, the nib on this pen I think fits very well on the overall size of the pen, better than on the Lamy Safari, that is a thicker pen than this one. When you post the pen, let me just show you, it will not fit like this if we don't have this one posted, because we usually don't post Parker Dual Folds because they don't post well. You have this size comparison. When you compare with the Lamy Safari, you have this comparison. If you post a Lamy Safari, some people use them posted, I don't like to, but some people do. You can see it is almost the same size as the Lamy Safari. And so this is the overall of the pen. Let's just check how it writes. And here we have the pen and paper. Let me just tell you that this pen will cost around 100 euros on eBay, around that. If you find it cheap, I think it's cheap. This pen was bought in as a new old stock here in a store in Lisbon downtown. So let's see how the pen will perform. So this is the Lamy CP1 Matte Steel with a medium steel nib. And let me take a little. There are always lots of these fibers of the burlap here on the nib. So it is as medium steel nib. The paper that I'm using is the usual Rhodia pad, and the ink is Waterman South Sea Blue, which is a nice color that has a new name, but I'm using the older name because I have this bottle. But the new color is the same color, it just has a different package and a different name. You have the package here, the older one that I'm using, that says here in French Encre Bleue des Mers du Sud, and in this side South Sea Blue ink. By the way, it cost me here in Lisbon, in El Corte Inglés, it cost me €3.95 some years ago. It is a nice ink that I like. I like turquoise inks sometimes. And Waterman inks are well behaved and are nice. So, what can I say about this nib? First, this nib has some feedback to it, and that is something that I enjoy a lot. The kind of feedback that I find on this medium nib is the kind of feedback that we often find on pens with black coating. And I like it a lot. It reminds me almost like a pencil writing, and I really like it. I don't know if you can hear it, but I think this kind of feedback is amazing. The nib is quite wet. It's not very, very wet, but it is wet enough for a medium nib. It writes really well. It's not too thick for a medium. This is the line that you get if you press it a little harder. You don't have lots of line variation because this is not a flex nib. There is no line variation to be had, and it's like this. But the pen writes really well. So I'm very happy with this, and I like steel pens and stainless steel pens, and so this is a very nice example of it. I really enjoy it, and I enjoy hearing the feedback on this smooth paper. Some people like to write in reverse. Yes, it is possible. It writes, but it is awfully scratchy. So you can do it, but don't do it. About the writing experience, it's really, really, really a very nice pen. Really wet, you can easily feel like a little square because you have lots of ink being put on paper. I really think this is a nice pen. I usually like pens that are larger than this. I like pens like the Parker Dual Fold. I like pens the size of the Lamy 2000. By the way, the feeling of this nib is totally different. This one is very, very smooth. This one is very feedbacky in a good way. But as I was telling you, I like much thicker pens, but these ones are nice. I find these kind of traveling pens, and sometimes I think it's nice to have a small pen there just to put inside the book, or they're just not very good to put in some pen loops because they may fall down because they are so thin. But otherwise, I like them. I like the way they are cartridge filler pens. They take the Lamy proprietary cartridges, but because the opening of the cartridge is the same, you can also put inside the Parker cartridges or Aurora cartridges, and that is a nice thing in my opinion. And of course you can do it like me. You can just take the cartridge, an empty cartridge, and fill it with your favorite ink with a syringe, so it will work nice, and it is kind of nice to reuse the plastic cartridges. So this is what I had to show you. I thought this could be an interesting video about a pen that you will not find easily, but you may want to start looking for, because I really find it nice. If you ask me, I prefer this kind of finish to this kind. I don't have a black Lamy 2000, I have the matte steel one, and so I think they fit together perfectly. There is a pen that I don't have, and when I look at those, I think I should, is the silver colored Lamy Ion, because I think it would make a very nice trio of pens that I believe they share common design. So this is all I had to show you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful, and please keep coming to my channel, and we will meet again soon in some other video. So thank you all for watching, and we will meet again soon. Bye.